have not performed anything in a really long time. It's been a while. I might be a little rusty, but we'll see if we can do this. And hopefully I'll do pretty okay. Okay, so this is actually a riff off of another performance piece by Shane Coixon with a C and a Z in it. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but I was actually talking to Brianna about it because we were both kind of doing things that were riffs of somebody else's stuff. Which I think is a really nice way. Yeah, it's a really nice way to like be able to kind of take something, but also like resonate with it in your own way. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling here. Okay, so yeah, this is called TikTok. The times she forgets what I ask are not the times she forgets what I ask. They're just another way to tell the time. My mom lives without clocks in the back of her mind. I know her as an exuberant force of waves crashing on the shore of her lips, curling to a smile. She laughs like there are sunbeams shining right out of her lungs. She holds my hand when she drives her car, and she's always looking out to the sea. I know my mother as the sound of her singing and dancing in the kitchen, her voice carrying through the house, holding the back of my shoulders and reminding me that I am home. She grew like a rose from concrete. She was born in a different place, she always told me, a different time. She was fatherless and working at age 15. My mother, whose own could not speak English, learned to put on an act and get work as something more than just an immigrant girl. My mother, who built herself a home from the rubble of her mother's loss, grew like ivy in the darkest parts of neon cities, had children torn from her womb before she was 21, lived the life of an adult before she was one. You look just like your mother, they say, and I am looking at her. I am 10 years old. It is the day after my birthday. There are fireworks booming above me, and my mom is speaking to me, but I don't hear her over the explosions of color in the sky. But for a moment in between the blasts, I hear her say, I'm leaving. 2 seconds that changed everything, followed by a deafening silence and then nothing but booming, crashing. I didn't cry when I saw that last glimpse of her suitcase trailing away. I remember waking up and my dad trying to tell us why she had gone. My father drowned his sadness during nights in his room alone, and his sobs shook the house like fireworks. He looked at me like a remnant of what she used to be. You look just like your mother, they tell me. My mother is stumbling home at 4 a.m. I am 12. It is the first time I have seen her for a long time, and she finds her ways to the clubs and to the drinking, and she wanders into her apartment that overlooks the cemetery, and she smiles. She falls over onto her mattress and does not remember to take off her high heels. I sleep on the carpet. She smells like other men, and nothing about her is what I thought she was. You look just like your mother. It is snowing outside, and I'm excited about skipping a day of the second grade. My sister and dad are off getting groceries, making the trip in the blizzard, and my mother is in the kitchen. I am covered in blankets on the couch, watching the fire weave its way over the logs in the fireplace. She brings us hot cocoa, and she holds me to keep me warm. I close my eyes, and she puts her hand beside mine. You look just like your mother. I am looking at myself in the mirror, my fingers grazing over a bottle of antidepressants, eyes trailing over the ridges of scar tissue lining my arms, and I glance up to see the reflection in my mom's eyes stare back, a tiger behind bars. I am trying to love myself the way she loved my feet when I was a baby. My mother, in the early of the morning, taking Xanax, Oxycontin, Vicodin, and escitalopram, counting like a clock. She says, "Did you eat yet?" I answered twice, and she forgot. The times she forgets what I ask are not the times she forgets what I ask, but they are times she forgets that she doesn't have a whole lot of time left, and our clocks are ticking faster than either of us can stop. And I realize that I do not want my mom to die. I want to fight off all the reasons she sits and pops pills like knuckles underwater, and I would bloody my fist just to keep her from reaching for the bottles. I want her to get off of her vices as much as I will give up my own and stop her clocks, counting down to the day when I will look back and say I could have stopped her. I want to have kids of my own and have them gather around their grandma and hear her sing and cook in the kitchen and feel the kind of home she is to me. And do you remember when we tried to help with your new husband's alcohol problem? And we hid the liquor and no one else in the house drank, and he still came home drunk? I was so mad at you, and I remember you telling me that if you really love somebody, you can't save them from themselves, but the least you can do is hold their hand as they go under. And I'm scared that I'm not ready to just let go yet. But when do we draw the line between floating and starting to drown? And when will she learn to remember the things she tries so hard to forget? When do we start to understand that the time is ticking down, and that she forgets what I say more than half the time now? And I am asking her to please stop for me and for the last thing I have left to call home. But I think she forgot. The times that she forgets what I ask are not the times she forgets what I ask, but just another way to tell the time. Woo!